Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celebrate Black Excellence. I am your host, Carlton T. Clay. Our next guest is hip-hop artist, Northside Will. How you doing today?
Pretty good, brother. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. Thank you so much for being here. Definitely appreciate you.
For sure. I appreciate the invite.
No problem, no problem. Now, what inspired you to want to get into music?
Honestly, it was a lot of my upbringing, in the household, growing up in North Augusta, South Carolina. House was filled with music, especially on weekends, cleaning up. It was an integral part of everything that I did and everything that I've been through in my life. And so good times, bad times, music was always that consistent factor. So it just naturally, I gravitated towards it. The opportunity to create that feeling that I grew up with for other people kind of motivated and inspired me to jump into it.
Mm-hmm. And what types of music did you grow up listening to?
A lot of gospel, R&B. The older I got, a little bit more into hip hop. Of course, my parents didn't allow that growing up in our household. So, I had an older sister, fortunately, that kind of snuck it and let me listen to it. Mm-hmm. And just naturally, I was gravitated towards it. And from there, it just became something that just was always on my mind, always in my ear. So.
Now, you just mentioned that you're originally from North Augusta, South Carolina.
Yeah.
How did your upbringing have an impact on who you are today?
Growing up in the 80s, man, it was a lot of the stuff that, our parents dealt with. I feel like we were kind of that middle generation of people that experienced a little bit of the heartaches of being African-American in America and in the South. And then we kind of saw the tide shift and a little bit more lighter hearted, and just kind of more luxuries and freedoms associated with just growing older in life. And so I just never appreciated where I came from, my roots. And it took me a long way in life, and here I am today.
Now, you also served in the military, correct?
Correct.
Which branch?
Army.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your service.
Thank you for your support, brother.
How many years did you serve in the Army?
12 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
12 years. Now, how did serving in the military shape the direction of your life?
I went through a lot of experiences in the military, 4 combat deployments, 3 times to Afghanistan, once to Iraq. So seen a lot of things, been through a lot of things, but always kept true to my morals. My parents would always make sure that I kept true to my religion. I grew up in the church, and so just stuck to who I was, went through what I had to go through to become who I am today. And all of it just led to an appreciation for life itself. And so that's kind of how I operate today.
Now, you mentioned that you listen to a lot of music, different varieties of music growing up. Who are some of your musical influences?
Some of them from gospel, growing up Kirk Franklin. Mm-hmm. You had BB and CeCe Winans, going into R&B, of course, like Al Green, Marvin Gaye, the Delphonics, Aretha Franklin, getting into hip hop, being from the South, of course, 8 Ball MJG, Outkast. A lot of people like that, Pastor Troy being from, starting in this area. Mm-hmm. Just a lot of Southern influences, New York, Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie, out West, Tupac, Scarface from Texas, just a lot of different artists. Just kind of pull from all of them just to influence me and kind of what I do today.
Now, as a hip-hop artist, what is your opinion on the state of hip-hop today?
Honestly, I think it's in a good place. I think it's a resurgence with a lot of people taking lyricism and just substance and content in the music a lot more serious and finding the value and the worth in it and seeing that it's a different kind of response that you get organically from people when you have that in the music versus when you don't. Just the mindset of people changes, just the nature of life changes based on kind of having that hip hop presence in music.
Okay. Now, you had an opportunity to be a guest on Sway in the Morning.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah. How was that experience for you?
It was mind blowing. Talking to one of the legends and one of the GOATs in not just radio but the culture period. He formed and shaped a lot of kind of what is today from a radio perspective, and then just culturally, he's just been a guardian of protecting the essence of it. And so just being able to communicate with him, Heather B, Tracy G, and everybody, all the citizens out there that called in, it was definitely a warming feeling. So it helped me feel like I'm moving in the right direction. I'm doing a lot of the things that I need to be doing to get to where I'm ultimately trying to go.
Now, when it comes to your music, what are some of your goals, or what's your ultimate goal when it comes to your music?
Just to make sure that I give back, to the listener kind of like I said earlier, with touching back on the music I grew up with, that feeling, you know what I'm saying? Just making sure that I put the substance in there, that people can walk away from my music, or hopefully not walk away from the music, but it leaves them with something when they walk away from it, or when they put it down, or if the song changes. And so just making sure that I contribute to people kind of how life contributed to me in a musical fashion. You know, that's ultimately the goal.
Is there anything that we can expect coming from you in the near future?
Yeah, I got a new single that's releasing on August 1st with a friend of mine from out in Long Beach, California. Aside from that, I'm working on a couple EPs that hopefully I get one drop by the end of the summertime. It's going to be called Free Game. Other than that, just constantly working on stuff. So it's a never-ending cycle.
The grind is real.
Oh, yes, it is. It is real.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if people want to learn more about you or they want to hear your music, how can they do so?
So if you're looking to engage with Northside Will, I'm on all social media platforms. Catch me at North_side_Will. Also, I'm on YouTube. Just look up Northside Will, and that's North space side space Will, and anywhere, tap in.
Nice. Well, Northside Will, thank you so much for being here.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate you all that you do, and we wish you the best in your career.
Thank you very much, man.
No problem. All right, everyone. I am Carlton T. Clay. This is Celebrate Black Excellence. We celebrate Black Excellence every day. Have a good one.